Do not get me wrong, I love Among Us. I think it's one of the best games to come out of quarantine and 2020 in general, but come on, if you've played any bit of the online game without friends, it's probably one of the worst ever, and I'm here to talk about why. My name is Danny, and welcome to the 20-something review, where I spend around 20 hours checking out a game and give my honest opinion. This week, we're talking about Among Us and its shitty online experience. That's right, just like your favorite YouTubers Pew 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 and Jackass Septic Tank, I'm here to make an Among Us video. Among Us has taken the internet by storm, and if you live under a goddamn rock, here's how you play. The game functions similarly to Werewolves, Mafia, or Town of Salem, and god do I miss Town of Salem. Do you guys remember that game? It was fun as hell, had legitimate strategy to it. I know this is an Among Us rant, but I highly recommend checking out Town of Salem on Steam, easily worth the money. Right, so there are lobbies of 10 players. 2 of these players are imposters, who are just trying to murder your friends and loved ones. The remaining 8 are crewmates, where their job is to be good little eggs and finish their task before the big bad imposters come and sabotage their efforts. These devious suckers have to lie, cheat, and deceit their way into surviving or eliminating enough crewmates. If the crew is able to complete all their tasks or vote out all the imposters, the game is won. This game is simple enough in theory, but there are so many different elements like security cameras that allow you to see specific parts of the map, or sabotages which allow imposters to trigger deadly events to distract the crew from finishing their objective. There are hundreds of different strategies to use, and no 2 lobbies play out the same, even if you're grouped up with the same people. Players also have the opportunity to raise suspicion on others and call out dead bodies. These lead to meetings where players have the chance to throw their fellow crewmates under the bus and possibly survive another few rounds. If you are voted out, don't be discouraged. This game is one of the few where the dead have a similar level of influence as the living, since crewmates can still finish their tasks and imposters can still sabotage their efforts. One of the main reasons this game has taken off is because of the collaboration. Literally every YouTuber and Twitch streamer, and I suppose Facebook streamer and influencer on Instagram and maybe Vimeo, but I don't exactly know how the platform works, so don't quote me on that, for the past month and a half has been obsessed with this game. Larger influencers like Hassan Abi and Valkyrae and Disguised Toast kind of put together these stacked lobbies with other huge channels and rake in the profits, baby.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
In all seriousness, the number of channels I've learned about and started to love thanks to this game continues to grow, and it's wild how many people love murdering each other in the form of a bean. And when I say stacked lobbies, I mean it. This game became so popular, even people in Congress were like, there's not enough backstabbing in my day-to-day, might as well join up and play a few rounds to decompress. AOC, you're the best congresswoman ever, please don't hate me. And I know this video is supposed to be a rant, but I can't deny how fun this game looks from a viewer perspective. If you can't tell by the fact I'm even making this video, I'm usually the one who asks my friends if they want to play a game. This is one of the only times where my friends, who are usually not gaming people, ask me if I want to hop into an Among Us lobby. Shocking, but it just proves that the marketing being done by streamers and YouTubers is working. Here's how the chain of command works. The more streams and videos you watch, the more memes that are made. The more memes that are made, the more exposure the game has. And the more exposure the game has, the more likely you are to download it, and most importantly, tell your friends. This is, at its core, brand loyalty and marketing through those brand loyal customers. After watching my favorite Twitch streamer, who refuses to let me simp for her in the same capacity because she's taking too much of my money, outwit her opponents, I want to hop into a server and play for myself, and this is where my problems with the game begin. This experience is designed to be played with friends. You set up a voice or video chat on Discord or Zoom, and you're able to have these conversations rather than text-based discussions. It essentially streamlines the gameplay and makes the experience more personable. Unfortunately, unless you have a fullish lobby ready to go, or friends, you're probably going to be playing the game on your own. And let me tell you, the process of even finding a lobby is awful. I also want to say that I don't blame Inner Sloth, the developers of this game, because they had no idea it was going to take off. For years, they had little to no success. I'm just being plain and simple. But this game blew up thanks to influencers playing it, and I think they weren't ready for their servers to actually handle as much capacity as it does right now. Right, so you've booted it up and you're ready to actually join a lobby. You click on one of them, and most likely it's going to be full. That makes sense, because they usually send the busiest ones to the top just because they're trying to look for 1 or 2 extra people. So instead of just taking you, back to that screen, it takes you all the way back to the beginning, and you have to click online again. Eventually, you're going to find a lobby, but this is just a tedious nitpick that I'm doing, because, it's my fucking show. I can do whatever I want. So you finally get into a lobby. You've got your color picked out and your nice cute little hat and maybe a pet depending on if you're playing on mobile or not. And you're ready to go. I'm going to give it a 50% chance that you actually make it into the game and don't disconnect due to server issues. And a 50% chance that your entire team actually sticks around. You know why? Because if people aren't the imposters, they're going to disconnect. If people aren't the role that they want, they're going to leave. And it is ridiculous how often this happens. Alternatively, they're going to disconnect because the servers crashed again. It happens so often that the chances that you're not going to disconnect or you're going to have an actual full lobby of 10 is so unbelievably slim. The other thing I really want to complain about with these lobbies is the settings that people give. If you are playing a game of Among Us with friends, you want to have time to discuss, right? You want to have an opportunity to state your case or state a case against someone. Usually whenever you join a public lobby, they have the voting time set really short, which only benefits the imposter because you then don't have enough time to actually present the facts and information and can just instantly vote someone out. If you are trying to make a case and trying to prove that you're innocent, you do not have enough time to type that out, especially if you are playing on mobile, which I think a lot of people are. The settings are designed for games to be quick, right? You want to go in, you want to kill your friends, and you want to leave. Especially if you're joining a public lobby, you just want to be able to pull it up on your phone while you're taking a shit and then kind of move on once you're done. I think the problem with that is not everyone is playing that way. For instance, I really like to play with longer kill cooldowns and longer voting times because I think it allows and more of an opportunity for people to just kind of explain what's going on, right? If I instantly point to someone, usually they're just going to vote for them if it's a live lobby. But if I'm with friends and I point to someone, they're going to ask, where have I been? What's going on? What can I prove to give my innocence and claim that they're an imposter? And therein lies the issue. Most people who are playing this online aren't really playing to, be serious about it. And I have a couple suggestions for Inner Sloth that I think can actually help improve the online experience. Above all else, there needs to be a punishment for leaving the lobby early. If you do not get the role you like, you shouldn't be able to just disconnect and join into a new one until you get it, because that ruins the experience for 9 other people. I think there needs to be not only a leaver penalty, but there also needs to be a reward system. If I am staying in the lobby all the way through, even if I died, because, a lot of people leave after they die too, I should get a point. You give me these points and I can redeem them for aesthetics in the game. I think one of the best parts is being able to customize your character with hats and shirts and pets. And if I can reward myself for actually, participating in the game, please let me. This is going to incentivize people to stick around because the cooler hats and shirts are given to the ones who actually play the fucking game. Do not leave the lobby. I am so tired of people leaving the lobby. But I digress. A reward system. I truly think this is a good path to take because people are incentivized. In general, if you ask someone to be good, they're not going to do it unless there's something out there for them. So by offering a reward system, people are more likely to stick around in these games and actually participate all the way through. The second major suggestion I have is change the way you can see lobbies in the loading screen. For instance, I should be able to search for a game with longer kill cooldowns on a specific map with a longer voting time. These are settings that are in the game and only one person, who's usually the one setting up the lobby, is able to customize, and I should be able to search for that specifically. If I have friends who want to play with really short kill cooldowns and really short votes so they can speed run it, let them. If I have friends who want to play with longer voting time and longer kill cooldowns, let them. If I want to have someone who can play with neither of those settings, let them. There needs to be a way that you can search for the settings you're looking for and then choose a lobby based on that. Once again, I do really want to express that I like this game. I think it is so much fun to play, and especially in a time when life is really stressful, having a way to kind of take out that frustration but also connect with friends is really, really helpful. The one reason I'm making this video is because I want to see this game succeed. I want to see Among Us stick around for a few more years before it fades into oblivion, unlike Fall Guys, because you all remember Fall Guys? Doesn't even make the front page anymore. I think if Inner Sloth truly wants to better this game, and it sounds like they do because they've canceled Among Us 2, they are putting all their focus onto the original one, adding new maps, adding new profiles. These are great. These are just some quality of life changes I think really need to be implemented in order to make the online experience worth coming back to, because I don't want this game to turn into something I'm only playing with friends. I want to be able to mess around with other people. I want to be able to interact with random strangers and still have as good an experience as I do with my friends. Granted, you are never going to have a perfect Among Us lobby, community, there will always be people who go against the rules. There will always be people who troll and cheat and don't want to participate in the way the game should be played. And that is fine. Everyone is allowed to have that experience. However, I think if Inner Sloth works on these things I talked about, they're actually able to make the lobby experience better for everyone. And that's what's really important. It's not just the individual's experience, it's the overall individual's experience. I think if Inner Sloth keeps working on the direction they are, this will help, and these are just my suggestions to make Among Us even better. This has been 20-something review. My name is Danny. You guys can follow me on all these socials right here, and if you have any other games you think I should talk about and play, please let me know. I'm open to just about anything. I love JRPGs. I've got a couple videos already in the process. We're actually going to be using this channel to connect it with the podcast, so if you follow us on Instagram at Boredom Browsing Podcast, you can find all of our socials and our weird meme posts and just kind of the ridiculous stuff you talk about. And you like what I'm talking about? I'm on the podcast. We upload every single week on Thursday, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's myself and two of my friends, and we just kind of dick around, giving recommendations on TV shows and movies, and kind of talk about the best ones you might not be watching. So again, my name is Danny. This has been 20-something review, and I'll catch you all next time.